It is Mental Health Month, and we are talking all May long about how to maintain your mental health and still be online and have a social media presence, which sadly are two very conflicting things. Um, Welcome. I'm Karen Taradas with Social U, and let's talk about your mental health. We've been again talking about this all month long. The first week we talked about imposter syndrome and kind of how to deal with that and get around it. And then last week, what did we talk about last week? We talked about FOMO and setting limits to kind of give you a guide to healthy online accessibility. But this week we're going to talk about resources for specifically for your mental health and things that can help you when you are experiencing issues that you need. I mean, everybody needs help sometimes. So let's go ahead and get started. And most of these resources are free. Seriously, just take care of you. You got to put your own mask on your face before you can help someone else. That is very true. And as a small business owner and a mom, it can be overwhelming. So there are times when you have to fill your own cup so that you can fill someone else's. So first of all, choosing the right app or choosing the right program, it really depends on your specific needs and preferences. So you have to consider your goals. You have to kind of decide, what are you looking for? Are you looking for therapy? Do you want a licensed professional? Do you just need a tool that will help you stay mindful? Do you need assistance with relaxation? That'd be me. Or a way to track your mood and kind of manage your stress. The end goal is always where you start, because it's impossible to know how to get there if you don't know where you're going. So consider your goals first. The second thing you want to do is check reviews and ratings, especially for apps. You want to make sure and kind of see what other people have to say so that you can gauge better for yourself. Check their privacy policy. Make sure that this app protects your privacy and keeps your data confidential. That's huge for me. I don't allow any app to track across my phone. I can't stand that. And start with a free version. Everything we're going to talk about today has a free version available so that you can check it out. Even if it's the basic plan, it just allows you to try the features to see if it's something that you're going to like before you decide you want to commit to it and actually pay a subscription. Okay, let's go ahead and start talking about some of these online resources. First and foremost, therapy. I think I'm a firm believer everybody can benefit from therapy with a licensed professional. Absolutely. Maybe not your barista or your bartender, but an actual professional. So two of the apps that are highly ranked are Talkspace. It provides access to text messaging, video chat, audio chat therapy, and it's all with licensed professionals. They offer subscription plans for ongoing care, and the average copay is normally about $30. Now, it can be more depending on your specific insurance, but it's about $30. Another one is called BetterHelp. It connects you with a licensed therapist for messaging, video, or phone. They do phone as opposed to text. And they are also a subscription-based service, but there's a free version to get started. Mindfulness and meditation, we have several, and I've talked about several of these, and I use several of these. Headspace, it offers guided meditations, sleep sounds, courses on various mindfulness topics. It all, again, starts with a free plan, and then if you decide you like it and you want to upgrade, it's $12.99 a month. Calm is the one that I use. I like nature sounds. I like rain. I like beach, water sounds in particular, which is probably just the worst idea for me ever, but it's super relaxing. They do guided meditations. They do sleep stories. They have relaxing music. They do breathing exercises. There is a whole variety of things for you to choose from that will actually, in fact, calm you down. There is a free basic plan. It has limited features. If you want to go premium, it's $14.99 a month. And all of these are cheaper if you do an annual plan, but you may want to try a month first before you dive into an annual plan. Just what I'm saying. Insight Timer, it's a free app with a large library of guided meditations from various teachers. You do have the ability to do in-app purchases for premium content. Otherwise, it's $9.99 a month. Okay, you guys with me so far? And if you have questions, please ask. We will definitely include links to all of these resources in the upcoming blog. So if you give us just a couple of days to get this posted, you'll be able to click through and check these out for yourself. Okay, next. is mood tracking and cognitive behavioral therapy. Again, there's a couple that are really at the top of the list for that. You have Mood Kit, which is CBT based. It helps you track your mood and identify specific triggers so that you can then develop coping mechanisms. Free basic plan, but if you decide you want to purchase it, it is the least expensive of any option. It's $4.99, and that gives you lifetime access. That's not per month, that's forever. So for $4.99, you can access this always. Dailyo is the next one. It is a pretty simple mood tracking app with customizable options for logging your activities and your emotions and to take notes. Again, being mindful of what triggers you will help you deal with what triggers you. So being able to say, oh yeah, every time, my mom calls, I start to flip out. Yeah, Therese, if you're tuning in, that's just an example. But yeah, it helps you identify those triggers so that you can move forward. Okay, so if you don't need something super specific and you just want to talk about your general well-being and self-care, Happify, it's happy, IFY, Happify. It uses games and activities based on positive psychology to help users build resilience and increase your happiness level. There's a free basic plan, but premium is $14.99 a month. It's just a fun way to kind of boost those endorphins and kind of keep you in a good mood. Sanvello is another app. It focuses on stress management more than mood elevation, and it also offers community support. It does allow you to track your mood and identify stressors so that you can connect, and also connect with others who are having similar stressors. Again, more community based. There's a free basic plan. They do offer, in the paid version, they offer more tools and more personalized recommendations, and that is $8.99 a month. So seriously, when you're choosing these apps, you have to do what works for you. So you want to keep your end goal in mind. Just again, I think that's important. So I definitely want to state that again. Okay, now let's talk about some resources that are for folks that are in more of a crisis mode. It's not about mood elevation, and it's not about tracking your own calm or triggers. You're in crisis mode, and I definitely want to make sure you have access to crisis intervention if you need it. I'm talking about much more serious now, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. If you are having any kind of thoughts about that, and again, we will include all of this information, but the phone number is 988. That's it. That's the suicide prevention line. It is a great resource for people who are in crisis, or if you're looking for someone who you believe is in crisis. And it's 100% free. It's available 24/7, and they offer confidential support. So they are not going to turn around and then call your family and tell them that you're having an issue. You can talk to someone in private. A crisis text line is the next. You text home, the word home, to 741-741, and they will respond to you. It's a great resource. If you're in crisis, they are also available 24/7. They also offer free and confidential support, but instead of talking to someone on the phone, it's a text. I know that some folks have difficulty getting the words to come out, especially if they're in crisis. So if texting is easier for you, then crisis text is going to be a better option for you. Trevor Project, it is a great resource for LGBTQ plus youth in crisis, and they offer 24/7 free confidential support, and they offer their support text, phone, messaging, online chat, whatever's easy. And again, all these websites will be included as well. Okay, the next resource that I'm going to talk about has multiple resources affiliated with it. It's called the JED Foundation. JEDfoundation.org is the main and primary website. It is a great resource for mental health information support for teens and young adults. And when I say young adults, I mean, let's say early 20s. They offer a variety of resources, articles, webinars, videos, so that if you feel like you're in crisis, you can get assistance immediately. Now, let's break it down a little further. They have the JED Foundation Mental Health Resource Center. That website is a starting point to find mental health resources for teens and young adults. It includes a variety of mental health topics as well as a directory of health professionals. And I can tell you, finding a therapist that is a good fit for you is key to success. And if you talk to someone who doesn't specialize in what you're addressing or what you want to discuss, it can be challenging. So a directory with recommendations is just a great tool to have. The JED Foundation Set to Save Lives on Campus program, again, just what the title says, it is for colleges and university suicide prevention. And it helps also to promote mental health awareness. So if you have a student on campus, this is it's a great resource to have for campus life kids. The JED Foundation of Higher Education Mental Health Toolkit, it's exactly what it says it is. It's a PDF toolkit that provides colleges and universities with resources for creating a comprehensive mental health program. The JED Foundation JED Campus Directory is a directory with lists of mental health resources for college campuses across the entire United States. There is the JED Foundation for Screening and Emotional Distress, which is basically a way to screen to find out if you're in distress, because denial is a real and powerful thing. When I'm fine, it's fine, I'm going to be fine. You might not actually be fine. And if you need to, determine if that's correct, the screening for emotional distress tool is the way to go. And then the final JED Foundation is supporting your teen's mental health. It's a website for you, the parent or the caregiver, with information on how to support your teen's mental health. As someone who has been the parent of a teen, it is a whole different ballgame than your sweet little toddler that hugs your legs and tells you you're the greatest. This is not that. And people talk about terrible twos. I would say terrible teens. You're dealing with an entire different person, someone who is struggling to establish their own independence while still being dependent on mom and dad. It's a big transition. So if you need assistance with that, that's a great resource for moms and dads who want to be able to support their teens. The last resource I will talk about today is local. It is for folks that are in Alabama. It is Safe House of Shelby County, and it is specifically for Safe House empower survivors of domestic and sexual violence. So if you have been victimized or are currently victimized and need resources or need assistance, safehouse.org is their website. They have, of course, a phone number, crisis phone number, where you can go and find out if you are afraid to log on to your family computer or make a phone call from your phone. They do have an office. You can go in and ask for assistance or resources. If you need help, don't hesitate. Do what you need to do to make yourself feel better. That is it for our mental health resources for today. Next week, join us next week for digital detoxing and why it's important to unplug, and the benefits, the pros, the cons, and how you can stay unplugged and not damage your business long term. I talk about consistency constantly. So how do you unplug and not do some damage? We're going to talk about that next week. And then the last week of the month, May 29th, we're going to have an open Q&A. Ask me anything. If there's something you want to know about, I'm going to walk through it. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. And until next week, I'm Karen Taradas, and I'm here to help. Thanks.